My name is Dahlia Marin, integrative registered dietitian, certified gastrointestinal nutritionist, and I'm here to share with you some foods that are low histamine that could decrease your histamine load overall and reduce chances that a meal will cause this for you. First, let's talk veggies. Some of my favorite low histamine veggies are leafy greens like different lettuces that are especially not packaged in plastic. So things like butter lettuce, romaine, red leaf lettuce that are either taken out of the package or put into a mesh bag as opposed to a plastic bag that is kind of like a little histamine coffin are really well tolerated. You also have things like cucumber, zucchini, carrots, and potatoes that are usually really well tolerated by those who don't tolerate histamines very well. When we're talking about fruits, we're talking about melons that are easy to digest, like honeydew and cantaloupe melon. You also have certain berries that are low in histamine as well, things like blackberries and blueberries, or you even have pomegranate and raspberries. So when we're including those fruits, they not only decrease inflammation with their high antioxidants, they're also a great satisfying source of carbohydrate. When it comes to plant proteins and things like legumes and beans and nuts and seeds, when you're talking about fresh that are dried legumes and beans, those are actually naturally low in histamine. It's really just when you're consuming canned beans that are higher in histamine. So if you're buying dried beans and legumes, you're soaking them, maybe sprouting them, and then pressure cooking them yourself, a majority of them are going to be low histamine, with the exception of things like soybeans. So if you're not eating soybeans, the rest of the beans are fine. And when it comes to nuts and seeds, most seeds outside of sesame seeds or tahini are low histamine. And then most nuts outside of walnuts, cashews, and peanuts are going to be low histamine as well. If you're struggling with things like soy and tempeh and tofu because they're higher in histamine, you can always try alternatives like humfu, which is pumpkin seed tofu, or fava tofu, which are great options. When it comes to grains, most grains are low histamine naturally, even wheat. Wheat itself is not a high histamine food. It's just when we're adding yeast to these grains that yeast is a histamine liberator and a histamine releaser. Most whole grains are actually low in histamine, whether it's rice, it's a pseudo grain like quinoa or millet, or if it's whole wheat, it's going to be low in histamine. So really just beware of the yeast if that's causing a response for you. And then when we're talking about beverages, most herbal teas, sparkling waters are going to be low in histamine. So load up on peppermint tea, ginger tea, your sparkling waters, and your mineral waters, and you should feel really good. And then when it comes to herbs, spices, and flavorings, you have so many great options of different herbs, spices, roots, rhizomes, whether that's ginger, turmeric, it could be tarragon, it could be oregano. There are so many that you can be adding to flavor up your foods, maintain that low histamine way of eating while you need to, and until you figure out what else is filling up your histamine bucket, and still stay very satisfied and very nourished. I hope these tips help you heal with each meal and feel with each meal.